I feel called to do it just a little bit differently. Just before we check in, while we're in the space of silence and peace and healing, let's just send energy for Juliet. As you know, she had sent an email out, and let's just say her body is aligning for its greatest healing. So however you choose to do that. And let's just go from this peaceful space. Whoever wants to check in. Hasina checking in from Newcastle, South Africa. And just being in the space of healing to the next level.
Sabine from Cologne, Germany. Also healing my voice. I had trouble with my voice, and so I'm not speaking a lot since I have a concert next week. I'm hoping that everything will be there again. Yeah, happy to see you all.
I'm Amélie from Amsterdam. I'm checking in from my grandmother's place because I'm taking care of my grandsons, 13 and 17. They are still sleeping because they're in their puberty. And I feel very peaceful and loving in surrounding them.
I'm Lisa, calling in from Krakow. I feel a little unsettled, maybe a little lost after traveling many, many days and just arriving back here in Krakow last night.
Me too, Brian in Krakow. This is Anja. I'm greeting you from Germany, from Flohnheim. It's very windy here, extremely windy in the last days. So it's windy also in my head, and I'm just hiding at home, not going outside. It's extremely, I feel it extremely exhausting, this wind all over. And yeah, so I'm hiding a little bit at home and doing my own things and preparing the fire bundles to send out to you for each one or everyone or someone that wants to have some kind of fire coals and fires from sacred fires. This is where I am.
Susanne here, Susanne Kasachäuser from Switzerland. Still a little tired. I was awake until around 4. I was in a women's circle with Sister Joan. I participating since 3.5 years. And I sent the 8 fire bundles out with a little card and a text on it. And everybody who wanted to receive the 8 ashes, the 8 fire ashes, I send it to you, and it will be at your place as fast as the post office can work. So it's on the way. Yeah, that's my check-in.
Kamala checking in from Kefalonia in Greece, wishing everybody an absolutely fantastic year of the dragon. I'm looking forward to what it'll bring for all of us. My webcam wasn't working, so I'm on my phone, which now lets me work on my jigsaw puzzle while I'm talking to you. So, so if I look distracted, I am still listening.
You're calling in from TVA?
What?
No.
It's very soft, Kara.
Oh, just a second. Oh, no.
Okay, it's better now.
Oh, that's just my webcam microphone. I guess that okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Did I do that right? Oh, here, one more thing. Speaker. I guess I'll try.
That's fine, when we can hear you properly.
Okay, great. Yes, I've been relaxing with family for the 2 weeks, and I don't know if I shared with you guys yet. My sacred dream was like further chopped away, like all the green, and so I was just singing with that, and I'm like, oh God and Gaia, like help us, like help us be a light in the fog, and the message was sort of like give them new points to win, give them the teaching, so not these points, not these teachings, where the points where economic gain for destroying the earth, and the teachings of separation. And that sometimes men forget the value of the beauty of life, and women need to stand stronger for that.
Well, Kara, just holding you while you're birthing your dream, and it's just becoming fuller and everything that you asked for and more. And I see your doggy's also there, and I've forgotten your doggy's name.
This is Pumpkin. She's a toy poodle.
Hi,
Just
Pumpkin.
lots of cuddles and playtime.
Really cool.
And she comes on the walk and then I start bawling and she's like, what's going on? I don't know.
Here's Lizzie. She wants to say hello as well.
Hi, Lizzie. Hi. Sweet. Well, I thought since it's 2024 and there are many different energies and there's settling in and settling out and birthing new things and healing, and I just thought I'd pull a card for our group. This is from Denise Lynn's Soul Coaching Oracle cards, and I just like them because they're so simple. So I just thought I'd pull a card for our group, and also Juliet, if you're listening to this recording, we're holding you very close, and this card is for all of us, including you.
And Anne-Marie and Annelies and
Yes, very important. Yes, thank you, Amelie. Okay. The card that I pulled for us collectively, interesting, passion. I'll put it in the, I'll take a picture and put it in the group after this. I passionately accept and love myself. And I'll just read the intention for this card and what it was. Yeah, it says, follow your bliss, discover what you absolutely love to do or be, and then, like an arrow directed at its target, don't let anything stop you from fulfilling your passion. Exuberant emotions are coming to you, perhaps in the form, okay, well, they're talking about different things, like perhaps in the form of a romance. Whoever needs to know that, that's there. And if you're just having difficulty discovering what you're passionate about, go back to your childhood and remember what gave you joy then. If you love to dance as a child, sign up for a movement class. Yeah, just live your life with passion. The affirmation is, I passionately accept and love myself. Well, anyone want to go from here and share anything that's, about this new year, or anything that they'd like to bring forward? Sabina's new song. Sabina's new song is in the chat. The one about free, what is it called?
Free of Time.
Free of Time. I listened to it. Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's my passion, bringing my music into the world and helping people to open their hearts with my voice and my music. And I would like to share a little bit with my voice problem, because I was in France with Christmas and then the next day I couldn't speak. So I was really silent for 3 days, which I never was before. And it was such an amazing gift to experience this, because I really had to be conscious of what is important to say and what is important to answer, because I was writing on my little notebook. And this was so amazing. So after a day, it really came like into a silence and into a slowing of life. So I really loved it. For me, it was a gift. And even now, of course, I'm a little bit worried for my concert because it's not yet there as I wish it to be. But this experience was really a gift. It was so beautiful to be silent and also to realize how many people don't have a voice and can't speak. There are millions on this planet who doesn't have a voice. And how difficult it is in urgent situations, like having to call somebody, hey, watch out, or this or that. I couldn't do it. So it was like, whoa. So it was a very interesting experience. And I was so thankful. It sounds maybe crazy, but I was very thankful that I was in this urgent situation to experience this. And of course, I'm happy my voice comes back. So I know it's just for a moment, but it was a gift. And also realizing the gift of trouble, to realize what is behind that. Where's the gift when you come into a situation that is physically difficult? Yeah, so I was very thankful for this. And just shortly to my song is about time, that there is no time, that it's an illusion. And that we live in a time space which is, we create this. We can decide whether something takes long or short. It's how we look at time. And this is the message of the song. Thank you.
I like to share a synchronicity with the card you just draw, Hasina, because I was from 21st, where we did the ceremony. Also, my wish was for the coming year to refine my childhood passions. And I started to make a drawing every day, a tarot card. And so the whole great arcana, how you say that?
The karma? Or what?
Well, you have the 21 cards from the big
major
arcana.
arcana.
Yeah,
the
the
arcana.
and every day I did one. And then sort of after a few days, I posted it to my inner circle. And then my sister said, you remember when we were children that our father also was drawing his own tarot deck? And so that was amazing. And so I finished this, of course, at the end of the year. And then in the old year's night, New Year's, for New Year, I was drawing a card from my father's deck. And then the next morning, I was drawing a card from my own deck, and it came out the same card. So I felt so connected with this. I went to art school later, but I never did something with my art school, only painting for myself and sometimes for a birthday card or whatever. So I was so happy every time. It was a tiny card with color pencils, and then you sit there for hours to make all these tiny things, and the whole joyful feeling coming back. And my wish for the coming year is also to continue this feeling and to enjoy me making drawings. And so I feel so connected with the card when you draw. and with all of you. I hope you will all find this happiness from within. And it's timeless. I sometimes forgot the time. Some hours later, oh. Thank you.
Just as Sabina says, time's an illusion, right? Sorry, Sabina, I was responding to you and I realized I was muted, so you couldn't hear me. But you know, when you said being silent, just the appreciation of voice. And I saw this when Tom was healing. I had spoken to him now every day, multiple times for now, this has been a few years. And in that period for a few days, there was like we didn't speak to each other. And I remember the day that we did, it was actually when Kara had Dan Spinner on her program, and that was when the phone rang, and I just had to go get the phone. And just seeing and hearing a voice that I haven't heard that was so dear to me, it was a two-way, a dual experience, because on the one hand, it was just so precious and so sweet. And on the other hand, we didn't even speak for like a full 3 minutes after the first sentences, because it was just like, oh, wow. You know, it was so emotional. And it's also that I realized, not that I didn't know it, that we hadn't been out of communication, because it was tuning into each other the whole time. And that voice, physical voice is a huge part of it, and it's so precious. But then, you know, voice in other ways is just as precious, and communication never stops, right?
I'd like to just share a teeny bit that, well, every year for the past 20 years, Lisa and I have drawn a Nordic rune stone to give us a sense of what the year will be about. And we do this also with our dear friend Doris. So the three of us have kept a record every year of the rune that we selected. We reflect upon how it represented the year as a completion, and then we pick the new rune. And I picked the partnership rune. And this is a very familiar rune to me. Partnership with the divine, partnership with the higher self, and partnerships in life. And just to say that when it became Lisa's turn to pick a rune, she also picked the partnership rune. So we're very aligned for 2024. And just to say that I feel in partnership with all of you. So thank you for being part of my 2024.
So I might just share that in 2023, partnership was also my rune. So I have it the second year as a guided spirit, I would say, and it's clearly about partnership with my true self, with the divine. And I feel a little bit here, Krakow is guided for me like a retreat to reconnect deeper with how the divine wants to live through me. And going back to my childhood, like showed up, like going back, like Amelie says, how was I as a child? I would say I didn't exist as a child. I was part of a system where when I would function, that was my reason to exist. So I continued for a long, long time this pattern, being a naturopath, being there for others, and it was beautiful. It was perfect for me. And at one point, I realized that part of my life purpose is to go beyond the ego self, having an identity, to going to the non-existing self, just to the beingness. And I feel that this now, also in the face of my age, this is my purpose, to have not a purpose, being just who am I, and being okay, who am I in every moment, and entering the absolute freedom from everything I thought I should be and who I have to be in society. And so it's about the true partnership with who am I really in my essence. So in a way, I feel very happy and grateful, and during we looked back, like Brian said, the runes from previous years, it showed up again and again. So now I have it 2 years in a row to go deeper. So I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
I just feel called to speak next, if you allow me to do so. So I'm just reflecting on all what you said, and sometimes after being so close to indigenous people, I sometimes feel a little bit belittled as a white person in this friction in between knowledge keepers and everything. And I just thought of, what am I doing? And I'm just looking behind me where my calligraphies are here. So I'm a teacher for calligraphy and Qigong, and I'm working with those things. And I'm just reflecting what you said. And then I just reflected also my dream. And I'm, as a white person, being white, it's always some kind of a goal or a higher goal, always to become white again, like a blank page, something white, which also allows me to be written on with other things, to make experiences, to be impressed, to be curious, to be whatever it is. But it's always a challenge to become white again. So becoming the blank page again, not to follow the traps and frictions and goals of others. But then I had a dream this a few nights before, and that's bringing me to that collective spell and coming into that space of where am we and what's my goal and where should I be. And my dream, long story short, but it had to do with becoming a bow for bow and arrow. So, but becoming a bow. So I made myself ready to not overstretch it all the time, to overstretch me all the time, and also to rest. But becoming the bow also for goals for somebody else. So being ready of being in service, because somebody can give me an arrow to put somewhere, but also to look for the common, to go into the relationship. And then also took a card. So it's I love this coincidence thing to write all on the same page, for example, like that. And what I took is from this Northern teachings, which I received from Angangak's great grandmother. And there the teaching is to be alone together. So it's some kind similar, but it says that it's not good or bad when you are truly yourself or to be with other people. And when you become in unity with everything and everybody around you, then alone and together no longer exists. There's only being, and this is called unconditional love, with its power, strength, and incredible. So that's what I want to share. Thank you for being with you, and I'm looking always forward to be Thursdays here.
What was the last word? Power, strength, and?
Incredible beauty. When I look at your smiles all over, there it is. And I directly put my loving arrow to you. Like a tiny, tiny angel. You see behind me on the cloud?
And what was the first line, Hasina, from this card? Passionate self-love?
Yes, I'll read it. Give me a second. I passionately accept and love myself.
Yeah. Thank you.
There was a distinction there when I was in Sweden. I did a little spiritual journey in the nightclub after, and there was, and a woman was just sort of happened. I invited her, and she started like coaching me through a journey, and she said, "You accept yourself?" And I said, "Well, I love myself." She said, "Yeah, but do you accept yourself?" And I was like, "What's the difference?" And so later I was working on my own and thinking like I accept myself into this body and this experience, as well as accepting myself kind of as I am in the world, that sort of thing. So that was an important theme maybe for me this year. So I've noticed that I've been repeating that to myself sometimes when I'm feeling off or out, accept myself, like accept my soul into my body and experience to help me ground and be who I want to be. Victoria's just getting.
I realized this topic when I'm working with people in groups and we sing together, that very often there's this trouble of not liking yourself. And I invented a song where it says, "I'm welcome with everything I am." So I made this chant in English and in German where it says, "I'm welcome with everything I am." And very often people listen to it and sing it for themselves and they start to cry. And I suggest them to sing it in front of a mirror, really have this healing process when they sing for themselves. "I'm welcome with everything I am." So this is what you say, Kara.
I also like that element, Kara, that you brought in of accepting my soul into my body, because I think a lot of us struggle with that. Or let me speak for myself, I hadn't really thought about it like that before, because I've always felt the sense of disconnection from, it's like my husband used to tease me when the kids were young and I'd create the space and he'd call it Camiland, where everything's all love, smiles and happy and has no connection with the real world, in inverted commas. And and I'd always say to him, but I just want to bring everybody I love into Camiland. And this idea of accepting not only ourselves, but our place in the world is actually a big thing that I hadn't considered until you said it like that. It's not so much accepting ourselves, but it's accepting that we do belong in this world. However we see this world, we have a part to play in it, and we need to be able to function in it as who we are. It's not only loving and accepting ourselves as individuals, but also as part of this bigger picture.
I'd like to add to that, Carmilla, to imagine that I sit in the car and my soul drives, and my personality sit next to it. And I ask my soul to drive me to wherever it wants to be here, and why it is here, and what it wants to fulfill. I do this very often. Every morning I ask my soul to bring me to where it wants to be.
This process is simply called incarnation, incarnating.
That's so interesting for me for right now, because I've been struggling with this chapter in my book about that sort of the lineage that I chose to incarnate into, like writing about my mother and my grandmother and my great-grandmother. And yeah, this idea of choosing to incarnate and accepting that choice is clearing up a lot that I've been playing with in the last few weeks. So thank you, all of you, for every step of how this conversation evolved.
And it is needed to incarnate, to have safe places, to have safety. And if
And
there's
to
no
create,
safe,
and
if
to
there's no,
create safety as well.
yes, but if there's no safety, like Lisa said, in your childhood, for instance, you cannot, so you just function. But this what we do is creating safe space to be who you are. Welcome, Lisa, and all of you.
I personally feel it's about letting go all my identifications, and when I am resting in myself, I'm free also what's happening around me. So I'm not depending anymore on outer circumstances. So they make it maybe more comfortable for me. But for my own journey, I feel my freedom lays in getting free of outer circumstances and finding the safety within myself and reside there. And so, like from my own journey, I think it was identifying more and more what I'm not, what I took on as a child in my youth. I thought I should be to have a purpose, and who am I? And so then letting go of one after the other, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not this, and so freeing myself. And I feel there is the true safe place for me personally.
Well, since it's the first get together, the first gathering of 2024, and we've been delving into, and I've just been writing furiously because there's so many points to take, and I don't even know who made what point, but it's all there.
It's communal wisdom.
All right. And now that we have all these threads, I'm thinking, I'm looking at the time, which is an illusion anyway, but I know I have an appointment at well, in a few minutes time. And I think if all of us could bring a word a word or a phrase that we'd like to carry this year. And it doesn't have to be something you want to be or do. There's no pressure associated with it. It's just a word that feels aligned for the year, like that, looking forward. Hi, Kara, is that your son, Oliver? Hi, Oliver.
Would he like to say something? I would hear his voice a little bit. Hi, Oliver. Would you like to say something?
Yeah. Oops. Say hello.
Hello. Good.
Hi.
Good to meet you.
I'm here.
Wonderful.
Good to see you.
Welcome.
Lovely to have you here.
Hello.
Have a good journey. Have a good Happy New Year. Bye.
The year of the dragon, they say. Dragon year.
Yes, I told you that it was in French.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, it's the perfect answer to what we were all talking about. I'm here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wise words, right?
Yes.
You just couldn't see me properly. That's why I said that.
It was an illusion.
Yeah. We've been talking about illusions, Oliver. You came at the perfect time.
What's your word, Oliver, you have in mind for your year this year here?
What would you like this year to be like if you put it into one word?
Hi. Good.
A good year, yeah.
Good year. Yes. Maybe it.
Together? Together? That's a nice word for me.
What's your word?
Actually,
Together. Good together.
actually, I think it's happy. Wait, no, I already said that. Never mind.
Could be happy.
No, good.
You can have more than one, so we'll take them.
I like happy.
That's our turn.
I'm here with Amélie and all of you and the world and my life. Love and light. I'm here.
I am ready. I am present. I am safe. And I am love.
Connected in oneness.
Happy and complete.
Happy in love.
Love.
Sorry.
That's okay, please.
Happy in love.
Loving community connections.
Diving in.
I did not catch it. Could you repeat?
Diving in.
Diving in.
Yeah, it just came to me.
It's wonderful. I heard a G. That's why I didn't get it. Diving in. Wonderful.
In. Then I'm coming with the eye of the water dragon.
Wow.
Whoa.
And I'm just
Beautiful.
Wow.
bringing it, and maybe you can just look at it for a moment with your heart. And I'm bringing it with the clear view from the depth of everything. And it's water dragon.
Wow. Oops.
And it's carrying the medicine wheel, and it's connecting everything. May it be so.
Yes. Maybe take a screenshot of everyone. Smile. Okay, there we go. Thank you.
Lovely. Wow. So much wisdom and love around here. Ooh.
Sending love and light to everyone present here and everyone who's present in other ways in our group. Have a great week, everyone.
You too.
Much love. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, Oliver.
Bye. Good to have you here, Oliver.
Thank you, Hasina, for hosting us so well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you for
Hasina.
being here.